What's going on, guys? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today I'm going to show you how to turn your iPhone or your iPad into a gaming console. Now this actually works out pretty good with the new addition of Apple Arcade and support for PS4 and Xbox One controllers. By no means is this going to replace your Switch, your PS4, or your Xbox One, but it's just pretty cool to be able to do this, and there are some games that I really enjoy playing on a bigger screen, and I only have an iPhone here. And by the way, because I know it's going to be brought up in the comments, yes, this will work on Android as long as your phone supports HDMI Out through USB Type-C. And I know for a fact that the Galaxy S8, S9, S10, Note 10, Note 8, and Note 9 do. There are a lot of other phones on the market that do support HDMI Out, but there's even more that don't, so you got to keep that in mind. This is actually really easy to set up on your iPhone or your iPad, but you will need a couple accessories, mainly a controller and a Lightning or USB Type-C if you have a new iPad Pro to HDMI adapter. You can find them on Amazon anywhere from $10 to $40. I bought the cheapest one I could. It was $9, but I wish I would have spent just a little more on mine. I'll still leave the link in the description. And if you want to do this with Android, I will leave a link to the USB Type-C adapter I use for my Galaxy S10. So in order to get this up and running on your iPhone or iPad, your device will have to be running iOS 13 or higher. That's because Apple introduced controller support for the PS4 and the Xbox One controller in iOS 13. You're also going to need a little Lightning to HDMI adapter. This has a Lightning for charging, HDMI, and Lightning into the iPhone or the iPad. And finally, you'll need a controller. iOS 13 is the only one that officially supports the Xbox One or the PS4 controller. Both of these controllers will connect over Bluetooth, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And there's actually a lot of games in Apple Arcade that do support controllers, and you can find out if it supports a controller by going to the App Store, finding the game in Apple Arcade, and look for the controller icon. Now, if you don't have Apple Arcade, that's okay. There are a few other games that do support these controllers right out of the box. Just search controllers on the App Store, and you'll find a bunch here. It's now time to pair our controller to our iPhone. With the Xbox controller, we're just going to power it on and press the pair button on the very top. For the PS4 controller, you'll hold the PlayStation button and the share button for about 5 to 7 seconds, and you'll get the LED at the top rapidly flashing. We'll move over to the iPhone, we'll go to Settings, Bluetooth, and both of these controllers are going to show up. I prefer using the Xbox One controller, and it's now paired to my iPhone. I can now use it with the games that support controllers. So now that we have some games downloaded and our controller paired, it's time to connect our iPhone or our iPad to our television. Like I mentioned, if you're using an iPad Pro that has USB Type-C, you'll need the USB Type-C to HDMI adapter. But I have an iPhone here that uses the Lightning connector, so I'm just going to grab my HDMI cable. It's already plugged into my television. Plug it right into the adapter. Extra power, you can just use a little 1 amp power brick. And we'll plug the other end right into the iPhone. Just make sure you have the correct input chosen on your TV, and the picture will show up. All that's left to do is start playing some games. I'm going to go with Asphalt 9, gamepad connected. I'll get right into it. So like I mentioned, there are a lot of games that support controllers, including Fortnite. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. And by the way, this is that game Sky on Apple Arcade. Definitely give it a try if you haven't already. It's a beautiful game. This definitely isn't going to replace the Switch, PS4, or Xbox, but if you've already got an iPhone or iPad in hand and you're subscribed to Apple Arcade, this is a great way to play those games on a big screen. I really appreciate you guys watching. All links for everything mentioned will be in the description. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. But like always, thanks for watching.